soul, and I miss those little oh, all good. I miss the littles a lot, but I just felt this shift in my life to pursue a couple different career paths. Beauty counter ended up being one of those. Also a program consultant for the Children's Reading Foundation and a local interior designer. So many things on my plate, but I was actually just sharing with Lauren that it's not this heaviness feeling because it's all things that I'm pursuing that I'm really passionate about. And so beauty counter being one of those has been an incredible shift and really fun.
So with so many things like going on, I think that's what's really cool about your story is like you were ready for change and like wanting kind of a different pace. And so many opportunities just unfolded really at the same time, which is a testament of like, if you're feeling that on your heart, like if you're wanting something different, stepping out, maybe you're thinking like, okay, I can't do beauty counter full time like Lauren, but could it be a side thing for you? Or could it just be a vacation fund or saving for, your kids' college? I know that's a big thing for us. And so with so many things going on, Kristen, like where do you fit it in or how do you kind of do the business that serves you well?
So for me, I really wanted to start small, but always kind of have this overall stretch goal per month. And like you said, it might be saving for something. And for me, it was at one point like, hey, I'm just going to pay off my car payment. And like, that's my goal for now, just starting small. And then it was, well, I can do that. And I can go get a massage or a facial or get my nails done. Or maybe it was saving at one time as well. So really setting some goals and working with your team and then putting a plan together behind that has helped me. But goals that I felt like were attainable, nothing that seemed too far stretched for me, where I was like totally stretching my bandwidth, where then it starts to kind of play off of your passion. Like your passion starts to die a little, I feel, if it's like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with this and I have this goal. So I encourage anyone who's just beginning, like I am as well, to kind of start small and also look for those everyday opportunities. And when I originally started, I thought it had to be, okay, I need to make this plan and I have to do this, 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 and this, and in this way. But I quickly learned like a lot of situations come about that are just very organic and natural, with a few friends recently finding out they were pregnant and knowing they would have to switch their products and dropping off a basket for them, or like whipping out my beauty counter lip gloss with my friends at dinner and someone naturally asks like, oh, what is that? That looks great. So there's a lot of opportunities, I guess, just in the everyday where it doesn't have to be this rote planning as well. So that's really helped me kind of find my rhythm.
Totally. And you're like just getting started. And I think that's something I always want to impress upon is you are not me and I am not you. We are all doing this job so extremely differently based on like what your desires are and what your strengths are and gifts are. And I know for me, for a long time in my career, I asked myself, why am I still here in this job that is not fulfilling to me? Well, now I know, now I know in confidence of like, I was being prepared for the role that I'm in now because I wanted to do this as a full-time and more of the team development and helping, as our organization grows, the sales training and that. And so it's cool to see that and emphasize that we all do this very differently. So with that, you've been around for, a month or two now, couple months. How is it, benefited you or served you? Like, what have you experienced so far?
It's been, honestly, when I say it's been enjoyable and fun, it really has been. It's served me obviously in the financial aspect of just like having that extra additional income. And I think like that can change depending on your season, right? Like starting small might be now in this month, but knowing that it could grow bigger and I have that freedom and flexibility has just been something that's kind of anchored me in and where I'm at. So obviously on top of just helping women and sharing this mission has been really, really insightful as well, that we think everyone knows this because here we are constantly talking about it and surrounding ourselves around it, but that's not always the case.
And you did, I know when you got started, you did like this big overhaul on your whole cosmetics and that. And it's like, we're all just a work in progress. And it's not, I think I always talk about is, you may just be getting started on like why swapping out for clean is the direction you want to go. But you know, we're all just here to educate each other and encourage each other that it's for your safety and your health to just keep going down the path. So thank you so much. We appreciate you, Kristen, so much. Okay. So moving on, I'm going to have my gal, Jacqueline, unmute. Jacqueline is in Colorado, you guys. And I think something that's kind of fun about her, she has 4 mules. And she actually rides one. I need more details on this, Jacqueline. When you messaged me, I like died. I was like, how do you even ride a mule? I don't know about this.
Well, I would say it's probably a little bit similar to riding a horse. I feel like they're cuter because their ears are so big. And my husband packs usually 2 or 3 of them, and then he'll ride one, or maybe he'll ride and just lead another one and pack. So for his hunting trips, in state, out of state, that's what he uses them for. There's one in particular that is my favorite, and I got him for Christmas. His name is Woody.
Oh.
And my granddaughter loves the mule. She knows all 4 of their names. She's 2.5. So she likes to FaceTime and see the mules, and it's amazing country around here to just ride. I don't do the overnight stuff. Tony will do that, but I like just the day trips.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No overnights. Okay, so you have been on our team for a few months now. Can you tell us, just similar to the question I asked Kristen, in getting started, what was something that was going on in the back of your mind when Asia shared it with you? Like how did you process and come to decide to join?
I just had tried some of the products in a thank you that she sent to me, and I tried the little vitamin C serum, and I made it last for about 5 days, and I was hooked. So I know that, you know, I loved the products, and she approached me with the business, and I just really had a lot of hesitation to start with. And I would say my biggest objection and hesitation for all of it was kind of 2 parts. The first was confidence, and the fact that I actually had to talk to people, and that just made me really nervous to think about striking up conversations with strangers after I had already talked to my friends and family and, you know, exhausted those channels. So that was difficult. Asia and Lindsay both were great in just kind of walking me through all of the resources and everything that I would be able to have. And I think in thinking it over, it just seemed like a really good fit for me. My home and school life growing up didn't really provide me with great choices for confidence. And so I just continued to struggle with that for years. And the jobs I took, I just kind of blended in. I kept my head down. I did a good job. I didn't talk much. So joining a beauty counter for me was a door that actually led to something, and it was something bigger than my fear of talking to people. And it was a challenge that helped me personally grow, and just be excited about my belief in the products and in the company. And now I just want to talk to everybody about Beauty Counter and share it. And one thing that I think joining this company as a consultant has done is help with the fact of being self-conscious, like walking into a place or having a pop-up and just being like, here I am, and with a group of folks, and then wondering why they don't come up and chat. And so I turn that thinking around, and instead I say, there you are, go up to them, ask about them, be interested in them and their needs or concerns and their life. And from that, I feel like the beauty counter portion just effortlessly becomes a comfortable part of the conversation. And you're not feeling like you have to get it into every little angle of everything you're talking about. It just sort of flows. And I think then the second part of all of that for me was just thinking about having to sell people a product. I think we all know good salespeople, bad salespeople, and I've never considered myself to be a good salesperson at all. But after I think a short time in this business, I find that I actually enjoy talking to the people about a company that is leading all others in a movement for change in this beauty industry, and I share products that I love. And I think if you believe in something, it's easy to share it. And to me, that's the key. It's not selling, it's sharing the business while you see real results. You're using clean products. You get to be alongside friends and fantastic leaders. So, I mean, to me, that was like all wins. And Lindsay said that I would never be alone in this business. They would help me. And I actually have never felt more empowered and confident in a business, as well as in my personal life through all of this. I've been able to weave the feeling of confidence in my own relationships and personal life where I was always just really lacking. So for me, it was just 180-degree turnaround from where I started.
It's so cool hearing you talk about that too, Jacqueline. Yes, we're all like, yes. Because that's truly the heartbeat when we started, was like, we want a team. We want a group of women that we're here to walk this out together. Because you know what? I sure as heck, when I walked away from my career, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm bringing all my ladies with me because I'm not doing this alone. And that was always the biggest thing, is like, I am going to change really the persona of a business like this, that no, you can work a direct sales business, because you know what? It's exactly what I did in my last job. It's bringing amazing women on like you and helping you walk out your best self. Because the thing that comes to my mind with you, Jacqueline, is you did the hard work of like, hey, I'm feeling insecure in this, or I'm not feeling confident in myself in this, but you kept putting yourself out there to grow and to be better. And you're now one of our top performers on our entire team of 100 women. So it's just so cool to be like, I bet that doesn't just shine in your beauty counter business. I know for a fact it shines in all areas of your life, because as women, so much in the working industry, it's like, oh, show up for work and leave everything else at home. Well, who else is here to say that just doesn't happen? If you're having a real crappy day at home, you're going to have a real crappy day at work. And we really want to prioritize, like, we're here to just work as women and be honest about our insecurities or our struggles or our issues, and work them out together to be better, not just in what we do here, but in every area. So maybe just kind of close with us and share, like, what have you experienced now? Having walked through some of those things, you're seeing your success in your business, and like, how is it benefiting you in where you're at now?
I didn't really have personal goals before in my other jobs, or really in my personal life. And I feel like I was selling myself short and not really seeing what I was capable of. So now I see the importance of setting goals and self-growth with this business. And I know I made the right decision joining the team. A rewarding part of the business for me is having the support and the involvement from so many great leaders and people that I can call my friends. I honestly can call you ladies my friends, and help me move forward in this business with confidence and knowledge. And it's not just about reinventing the wheel for success, but we use the resources that are given to us, online tools, videos, podcasts, team calls like this, to easily build a professional business. And I want other people to see the potential that they can have in themselves, because I was so lacking in that confidence, and people can have that in their business because it's so important. And I think that's just definitely rewarding to me.
So awesome. Thank you so much. It's great to just see you kind of walk it out and be real. And then also just, there's the financial reward of it too, right? We're all not just here just cheering each other on and lovey-dovey and all of this. It's like, this is a real job. I make significant money. You are as well. That's what's really cool, is there's, it pays bills. It's substantial. Okay. Thank you so much. Asia, let's hear from you, girlfriend. We're going to try to wrap this up. We don't want to keep everyone on longer than needed, but I definitely want to share. Let's just start out with the fact that you're a co-owner of a brewery. I did not know this, Asia.
Surprise.
Surprise. The girl owns a brewery. Sign me up. Pour me a cold one.
Oh, yeah.
You are a very, very busy woman. You have a lot going on in your life. Maybe you can just kind of start with us, like tell us a little bit about yourself. And then now that you've been doing Beauty Counter for a while, like how do you work this into your crazy life?
Totally. Yeah. So I am a mom of a 2.5-year-old. I have a very patient husband, and I'm pregnant and due in April. So lots of stuff going on personally. I also work out of the home. I work in sales for a boutique hotel in Kirkland. So I am gone about 11 hours a day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So yeah, adding on Beauty Counter to my plate, everyone was like, you're freaking crazy. Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? So with that, I obviously love what I do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't. But the passion for Beauty Counter and the mission that we have and the people I get to work with make it so worth it. In terms of fitting it into my day, it's crazy, right? Like, I think all of us make time for the stuff that we want to do and the things that we prioritize. So like a day in the life of me is in the mornings, I'll work my business in. Like I think one of the beautiful things about Beauty Counter is you get to work from Wi-Fi, right? So you're just on your phone. So I'm working, before I pull out of my driveway, I'll send a quick follow-up text, or during my lunch break at work, I will, get on my laptop and send some messages to friends and family or people that I've been wanting to reach out to. So it's just fitting it into the nooks and crannies. I think in the perfect world, I'd have 2 quiet hours in the house with a cup of coffee and no kids around, and it would just be blissful to get all this productivity done. But that's just not the reality, I think, of any of our lives. We're all super busy. So it's just making sure that I'm intentional with my time, and that I'm leaning into resources to make sure it's as efficient as possible. At night, I get home at 6 o'clock, and from 6 to 8, that is like my protected time with my family. So that's dinner time, playtime, bath time, and bedtime with my 2-year-old. And then once she goes to bed, my husband he works full time as a teacher, and he has another side business that he does. So at night we sit side by side on our laptops, or I'll put sample packs together, and nighttime is kind of like a fun way for me to decompress, but also work my business alongside my husband and his business. So
something that just totally, like when Asia talks, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I did 3 years ago. Like, I remember the chaos of getting started, and it was like, yeah, I worked a full-time job, but I found moments, and I would just on my commute, like send a message to a girlfriend and just say, hey, I'm doing something crazy. I want to share this with you. And I fit it in to a little bit of, moments of my day. And it was, but I just did it consistently. And so when we talk about this, people always ask me, they're like, okay, Lauren, you do Beauty Counter full time. I'm like, yeah, but it's maybe an hour here or 20 minutes there. And so it's truly can be done in the little moments, and it doesn't have to be like, when I say full-time, I'm not working, even 30 hours a week. It's, just in little moments here and there. So you, have a lot of different things going on, but maybe you could tell us a little bit more about why are you willing, with all these other things happening in your life, your full-time job, you are pregnant, about ready to have your second baby. What's that motivating factor for you to do this and start this job?
Yeah. So I work in hospitality, and obviously it was heavily impacted by COVID. So I had a great, big, awesome sales team, and I loved working alongside like the rest of my team, but they all had to get laid off during COVID. It was horrible. So I was really lonely in my like professional life. I worked by myself in an office, or I worked at home by myself. And so I really craved that community. And finding that in Beauty Counter, and specifically this team, filled that void and filled my heart like beyond measure, to be able to work side by side with women who were supportive and encouraging. I was so thankful for Lindsay to ask me about this opportunity, because I felt like I craved that interaction with other people in that professional world. So that was one piece of it. The other side, and on a more personal note, is the family side of it. So like I said, I work out of the home 11 hours a day. I see my daughter for 2 hours, Monday through Friday, a day. So that was really hard for me after having my daughter and going back to work full time. To leave her was excruciatingly painful for obvious reasons. And so now being pregnant again, the thought of going back to work and leaving both of my babies at home for 11 hours a day is, sorry, I don't mean to get emotional. It's really hard to think about. But Beauty Counter is really giving me the opportunity for that financial freedom that come August, when I'm due to go back to work, that I can either extend my maternity leave or not go back to work at all and have that ability to stay home with my babies. So for me, that's the biggest one, is it's, giving me that light at the end of the tunnel to like be the mom I want to be, have the work-life balance I've always craved and just never thought was possible. So, whoo, that was like heavy. Sorry, I didn't mean to like go there with everyone, but yeah, it's just always been on my heart that I knew that there's more to life than just like the grind of Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And I never, ever thought that a business model like this was for me. It was like, I was saying with you, Lauren, like, gross, no, MLMs, no, thank you. That's not my thing. I don't do hey girl messages type of, stuff. And so just being able to work this business over the last almost year and realize the opportunities it's afforded me and my family, and the opportunity it'll hopefully have after this next baby, is like priceless.
Yeah, I think Asia, like, you are just being real with where you're at and knowing that what we want, like the desires of our heart, the path to get there may look a little bit different than what we thought. But it's, I think, if you're sitting here and like something that's resonating with you or something that was shared tonight is, on your heart, is we're all here for a reason. And I think for me, when I got to that point, very similar to you, very, very similar to you, is like, why I have this family now, and what do I want, and how do I add up this piece of being a mom and wanting to be there with my family, but also wanting to be a professional, wanting to be successful, wanting the community of women, wanting this development of seeing people change and grow and coach. And just to say, it's like, it's possible to have that. And I think, wow, like, what if my girlfriend hadn't shared that with me? So I love that you get emotional. I do too, because it's just true. It's just true of your life and what you're working towards, and what you want out of the 24 hours that we each have in a day. And so it's just, I think we always have to ask ourselves is like, what are you willing to get that? What are you willing to do to go towards those dreams and make change in your life? Because change is really hard. And it's really freaking scary. And sometimes stepping out and doing something in an unknown or different way can get you to, goals that you have and dreams that you have. So we are very thankful for everyone that came tonight. Really, if you're here, you're loved. You are someone that we could see being an awesome part. This is it. Like, this is the real and the raw. I'm sure you heard my kids screaming the entire time we were on here. I was like, husband, could you quiet her down a little bit? It's just babies. But this is how we work. We just show up as you are. And we're just here to say, is like, this is a substantial business opportunity. I personally, and this is not true of everyone, but I personally replaced my corporate salary that I worked for at Nordstrom for 14 years within a year of starting this business. So we're really not afraid to talk about money. We're talking about the money that we make. When you join, everything that you personally sell for products, you make 25 to 35% commission on them. So just for perspective, when I was selling at Nordstrom, I made 7%, 7% versus what we sell. If I sell this lipstick that I have here, I make 25% up to 35% commission on it. So that's substantial, you guys. And a question I didn't really reference at the beginning is why did Greg make our business model like this? Why are we doing this direct consultant, direct sales model versus just popping us into a Nordstrom or a Neiman Marcus or a Barney's? And the biggest thing is, she said, we have to tell the story of how this lipstick is very, very different than the MAC cosmetics that it would sit next to. And so you can't do that in a huge retail store. The salesperson is not going to know the true heart behind each and every ingredients that we have vetted, that we have 9 scientists they are not beauty counter employees. They are 9 scientists that vet every single ingredient to ensure that it doesn't affect the hormone system. That's a really important story that we need to be able to tell well. So that's why she created this model of being able to have consultants to tell the story of why this company and this brand is really different. And so that's a little bit about what we do. You can either join and, it's $50, you guys. It is $50 to start a business. That buys you your personal website. And essentially what that is if you were go to beautycounter.com and you look at this lipstick and you say, oh my gosh, that would be great for my cousin. And you send that link off to her. That essentially is your direct personal link where she buys that lipstick in Kentucky. You get the 25% commission to that. So that's the sales piece of it. But then there's also the team piece. And so that was always my heart. When I started, I said, I know that I want a team of women. I am not doing this alone. And so selling and sharing this as a business opportunity was always what I have done. And so you can also add people to your team. And that's really where I know my career and my past and my history trained me up, gave me confidence, gave me equipped with the tools to help run this team. And that's really what I get to do as you guys come onto this is, I think Jacqueline said it the best, is you are never doing this alone. So you're like, I don't know what the heck these girls are talking about, but $50, why not just get started? You can be on our team and I would walk it out with you and really help train you and equip you to feel really confident. And that's where I know that groundwork that I laid in my 14 years in sales and development was preparing me to do this. So when you get started, you have the opportunity of buying product at 40% off. And I think Jessica will like this, as I say, at Nordstrom, we used to say, if you wear the jeans, you sell the jeans. And so that's essentially what we mean by that is getting your product started is essentially like your employees. So you get to go through and look at our different starter sets and product, and you buy them at 40% off. It's stuff that you personally will be using, but then you can also be able to speak to it and share it and let your girlfriend or your neighbor next door borrow it and use it. And that's how you actually make a business and start selling the products. So any questions or anything? Did maybe Lindsay or Lisa, did I miss anything that I should share before we jump off? Okay, we're super thankful that you're here. Whoever you invited, here's the question that I'm going to leave you with. So if you were brought here tonight, text whoever invited you like 1 to 10. 1 to 10. 1 being like HE double hockey sticks, no way, I would never do this. To 10, like, yeah, let's do this. This sounds fun. Text them where you're at on that scale. And just for some perspective, the first time I was asked that question, I told my girlfriend 0.5%. So here we are 3 years later, 100 people on my team. Okay. So much love, ladies. I'm just gonna, already welcome you. Welcome to our team. I just say, why the heck not? Join us. Okay. Lots of love. Bye, girls.